Well, hi, hello, welcome back, you beautiful people. I love to call strippers. It's been a minute since we done took our clothes off, since we've been in here chit chatting and bumping our gums, and that's okay, right? Because life happens. In the process of life happening, I promised y'all a conversation with somebody. And I might tell y'all the joke, but I never tell y'all a lie. Okay. So I told you Miss Latavia Robinson of Destiny's Child was coming and that we was going to chit chat about it all. And I never lied. Tonight is the total night. Okay. We got her in here and it's going to be a nice little intimate conversation. Okay. So if you got some candles in the room, go ahead and light them. If you got your sage, because we're going to sit back, relax, get your incense, get your nine champers. Okay. Because we are getting ready to chit chat about it all. We are starting at the beginning. We starting at girl time. Girl time. Okay? We starting there, then we moving on in the order. Y'all know how it goes. You know what the history is. And listen, we are not going to be uncovering and unpacking obvious points. If you were here, you were a Destiny's Child fan, you know them stories. We here to give you the behind the scenes, right? What was it really like becoming Destiny's Child? I want you to take me back to Ivy Park. I take me back. Close your eyes. Remember the sweat on your chest, right? That is what we are here to do. So if you are not a fan of real deep in depth pop culture, that's okay. We love you anyway. If you in the comments asking me where my glasses are, child, y'all is worse than my daughter and my husband with these glasses. Okay, listen, I told you before we got new lighting, and I don't like the lighting setup, but oh my God, it's y'all's world. I live in it. Okay, you know her, you love her. Please show a big warm stripper welcome to Miss Latavia Robinson. Woo!
Not a
Y'all listen, y'all coming here at the strippers. One thing you got to know about them is they put their foot down. We want to hear about Angel as well. I told you we going in order. Okay.
look. I
So
look. I have
it's gonna
a
happen.
stripper moment every now and then too. So look. Yeah.
Mm, mm, mm.
Mm, mm,
Well,
mm.
first of all, I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for taking a time out to chit chat and strip down with us. I told Ryan this morning, I don't know how it is for you. Obviously, I
I
am
want to
not
say.
you.
I say thank. Can I say thank you?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate that.
We just became friends backstage, and so like the 10-year old in me, she is going crazy. Okay. It was beautiful on my end as a fan to watch the love pour in 25 years later. And I think all of us, whether we are in the industry, whether we are fans of the industry, knows that it's not easy. Everybody can't go into the studio and put out a hit that is still relatable 25 years later, that people still want on the playlist 25 years later. So, yes, Bills, Bills, Bills is the second album, but I want to start at how does that feel? How do you process all of that love?
Which part? You talking about the first album? Are you talking about the first album?
Any love, the fact that people still love you, right? Like, because the trials and tribulations of Destiny's Child are what they are. We all lived through that, but for there to still be a huge fan base that knows and loves you 25 years past the second album, how does that feel for you?
You know what? I'm humbled. I really am. Because there are so many things that have come about. And that's the reason why I just said something about the first album. Like Dwayne Wiggins, and all that, like the second natures and all that stuff, and things that people wouldn't imagine that you could still, with me at where I am right now, I listen to my mother and my father listen to certain things. Well, uh, yeah, but but I know that they listen to those music like the Second Nations, the Isley Brothers, and all that, and so I love it. One of my favorite instruments is the guitar, and it's the
Mm,
electric guitar, and it's the acoustic guitar. And so to hear the Isley Brothers and all that stuff, and for Dwayne Wiggins to like bring us into something that they were like, yeah, that was way before y'all time. Yeah, it was. But it's timeless music. And
Mm-hmm.
especially at where I am right now, it's timeless music. Second nature. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, so you go back to the Isley Brothers and all that, and you get to listen to all that. And it was before our time, but it's
Did
some of
you
the
ever
most uh
sorry, go ahead. I was gonna
yeah,
ask you, did you ever feel in the process of doing that first album then, did you ever feel like, I don't know what we talking about?
no, 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 no. No, I did not feel like that. The reason why I didn't feel like that is because I've always had an old soul.
Mm,
And so even hearing that, and so I guess it took me back. I didn't understand it then, what it was. But Second Nature is one of the most beautiful songs that I've ever heard. Um, with me being somebody that was 15 years old at that time. So for me to understand it now means a lot more. But I always felt drawn. Wayne Wiggins did. Even the bridge, the I'll be the bridge you can use to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I,
whatever you need
he
to.
always had that, but like I said, I love the guitar.
Mhm.
So I was always I me personally was always drawn to the guitar. And just knowing it, I didn't feel like it was anything. It was before our time. Everybody always thought that we were older than we were. They never knew that we were actually the age that we were. We never lied about our age. At that time when we came
Catch
out,
it?
at that time people had to lie about their ages to make themselves seem younger. We
Mhm.
always
Industry age was a thing.
told, yeah, back then, but we didn't do that. And I love the music, regardless of what people might have thought. I personally, I loved it. I loved it.
And and that was clear because you've been doing this before it was Destiny's Child, it was girls time. So let's start there. You were in a group. And first, I want to ask you, what is in the water in Houston? What do y'all be serving up? Because the way that Houston just continues to put out talented artists who have longevity, like y'all don't put out one hit quitters. Y'all put out big name groups, and you still got people like Tamar Davis, who is active in the industry all these years
Oh
later.
my,
So, first, what's in the water? Okay. And then,
I don't
second,
know what's in the water.
I don't know. I just be drinking it.
I don't know what's in the water. Maybe it's just maybe it's a thirst. Maybe it's a
Mm.
thirst because at that point in time, people wasn't looking at us in Houston. They wasn't looking at like what is coming out of Texas. They weren't looking at the third coast. They wasn't looking at us back then like that. Even though we were younger, but there's always something different clearly in the water that is coming down there to tops keep popping and bopping down to Houston. Like, you know what I'm saying? Tops drop. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely.
so we are the people that are, we have a different sense of something that sometimes people can't understand, but it's something that people gravitate to. And clearly, it works.
You got the formula down pat. So, you're in this group. How exactly do you merge from Girls Time to Destiny's Child?
Um, I'm gonna be real with you. The way that you merge from Girls Time to Destiny's Child is you stick with your, I'm saying, with your people and the people
Mhm.
that you do it. And to me, for me personally, we prayed together. We prayed together. We did not know what was going to happen. We did not know any of that. But we stuck together. We prayed together and all that. And then by the end of the day, we ended up, at the end of the day, we heard our song on the radio. Like, and you know what I'm saying? Like, but it was us just loving each other and all of that. So I really can't say too much besides the simple fact that we loved on one another. And no matter what, we got through, regardless of what people told us that we wasn't gonna be able to do, what we couldn't do, or none of that. Being in
Mhm.
school, okay, y'all just this, y'all just a little group, y'all ain't gonna do this. Mhm. I know for me personally, I went through a lot of that.
Yeah.
You ain't finna do nothing. And it ended up happening. But I'm gonna tell you one thing. We prayed together. A book that we always used to look through with each other is Prayers That Avail Much. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And we used to go through that book and we used to pick out prayers to what we were feeling like, what was going on. Like, why haven't we gotten a record deal? Why haven't we gotten this? People told us, oh my gosh, y'all ain't gonna ever be nothing. It took us 8 years to get a record deal. People don't realize it. They're like, y'all are one night. When they heard no, 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 they're like, oh, y'all an overnight success. No, it wasn't that.
And then you guys endured a lot in that process. So in the process of getting the record deal and Destiny Child's first album, Destiny Child, coming out, you guys unfortunately lost the manager and Andretta Tillman. She passed away. Beyonce lost her voice in the process of recording Destiny Child, and she touched on that a little bit in her movie. How how did that shape the vision, and how did you guys push through being so young?
I remember when Beyonce losing her, she didn't lose her voice. She's never lost her voice, first of all. She's never lost her voice. What what had to happen was she had to shut the voice down. And so we all had to come together as one to be like, to the point to where we had to look at her writing. She wanted to talk so much. No, no, write it down. Write it, no, no. And that was a way that we had to come together, you know what I'm saying? Like as one and being, you know what I'm saying, a group.
But did that change your actual sound? Did that change the formula of your sound? In the movie, she talks about how it gave her that growl in her voice. So did that change your quartet harmony or how you had to structure your harmonies?
I never, to me, you're actually saying something to me that I never felt that she lost anything. I just told her, I was told she need to shut her, now I'm grown. She need to shut her ass up so we can go back to recording. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
all that. And then that's where that came from that. I don't think that it changed anything. I just think they gave her time to, maybe, I don't know, maybe sit down and like think about something else, but I don't think that it lost it. To me, it helped her gain,
I like
to
that.
me personally, the way that I feel.
So switching gears from Destiny's Child to Writings on the Wall, that we go in from the first album to the second album rather quickly. And I saw in an old interview that you guys said that you didn't have a lot of hits or a lot of singles come off of Destiny's Child's first album because No 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 and With Me are the two that are listed as lead singles. Illusions a little bit, and then Killing Time was on Men in Black. So you guys really did have 4 singles out.
And I had a crush on Will Smith.
Didn't we all? Okay. That Men in Black put us through
Yeah,
it. We said, "Hello."
yeah.
This ain't the other Will. Um, but you guys go into that second album very quickly, and on that album, you guys now have a lot more creative control than you did on the first album, which, in my opinion, leads to Writings on the Wall sounding a lot younger, sounding a lot more true to your age. In that, how were you able to step from just behind the microphone and make that transition into writing and executive producing that next album?
To me, it was, I'm going to be honest.
Please do.
Okay. We were at this point in time, like we're 16, you start to be interested into boys and, all this stuff. And you don't know what it is. And for me personally, it was like you want to be so grown at a certain time, but you don't know how to because you can't. We got a
Mhm.
chaperone who is my mama. But you know you're at the point in time, like, we got boyfriends and stuff like that, and then we're on the road, so then you get to put the pen behind the paper, and then you get to start talking about things that you want to speak about, but you really can't. So how can you do it besides that? And
Mhm.
we all came together. We all did everything that was supposed to be put down there, and we were able to work with so many amazing producers and writers, and then amongst ourselves, and then us as girls were like, this is how we be feeling about stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we would just all do it. We write this line, I write that line, you write this line, we write that. It was that. It was a collective. Um, it was a collective thing that happened, and it made us come together and be able to speak about things that your relationship might tell you that about this, but my relationship tell me about this. Your relationship tell me
Mhm.
about this. So then we put it together, and then it all came together, and it look what happened.
Look what happened indeed. So Bills, Bills, Bills hits the airway
Uh-huh.
1999, and it goes crazy. For as many people who love the album, there were a lot of people that called y'all gold diggers, that this song was male bashing. Were you surprised by the reception of that? 'Cause I hear Bills, 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 and I never understood how you got gold digger from that, but people
I'm
did.
surprised by that now since I'm an adult. But back then, I would have never understood why they would have called me a gold digger. How can I be a gold digger and I got a chaperone on the road with me? Yeah, who can do that? We were just, we were young girls who have been put into a world of adulthood.
Mm.
And so we had to put our minds out there also and do that. And then with us having boyfriends and all that stuff, we had to keep on rewinding it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, and even though that's a different song, but I'm just saying, like, we had to look out into the world that we were basically thrown into because people always thought that we were older and we weren't. We were always our age. And
Okay,
mhm,
so let's slightly messy, but you're always your age. You're on tour. You've got the moms as the chaperones, but you dating Brandon.
yeah,
How is that working in your world of always being your age?
it wasn't working at that time. That's why I always kept everything silent. And the things that were going on between myself and Brandon, we weren't everything. At that time, we didn't even really have cell phones. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? We had to use whatever. We were talking on the phone. I wasn't having sex with an older man or anything like that or whatever. And I, even to this day, at my age right now, I've always liked an older man. I've always had an older soul. So there was never anything that was going on that was that. So I understand that things were being said about me and Brandon once people finally found that out. There was
Mm-hmm.
nothing going on. I didn't lose my virginity until I was 18 years old. So let's get, yeah, since we're going to be straight about
Since we're gonna
it,
strip it down.
straight about it. Yeah. No, that's not what was happening.
Okay. So now,
Conversation rule the nation. You can fuck my mind before you can that.
uh,
Yeah, I did just say it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That make it plain.
Mhm.
So, because the rumor mill has it that she can't love you,
Mhm.
you in your song are referencing Candy as it pertains to her also possibly dating Brandon in that time period may or may not be overlapping.
She wasn't possibly dating Brandon during that time. They had a relationship and their relationship was over. I don't know where you got that reference from. I would love to know where that came from.
I'll tell you that one
Hmm.
when we not in front of the peoples. Listen, and the comment section be talking. They was saying that Jagged Edge songs were about you and that you were written about them. You know how the pop culture world goes. So we setting it straight for all the people in the comment section now. Um, so taking it back to writings on the wall, Destiny's Child has always been known or became to be known for this fast style of songing into their music. Bugaboo, you guys got songs that you got to kind of have a fast ear and listen to it twice. Did that come from that's just your cadence and your speaking, or did you guys intentionally embed that into the music?
Well, you know what? We got and since you just brought up Candy and all that, it was Candy Burrs and Shakespeare during that. So we got that. It gave us somewhere. Candy is an amazing writer. She,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? You can't take anything away from Candy Burrs at all. Me and her got so close actually during the time of the 6 songs that they were on the writings on the wall, her and Shakespeare. And it was just something. She would let us know, and it's not high that you so we did it, and then we we did that. And so it did take the cadence did take a different way. The way that Candy was and Shakespeare was at that time, you cannot take that away from what that happened. And it definitely brought a whole lot to Destiny's Child. But then us as young girls at that time, we were able to get on that and then jump on it as well and be writers on the wall.
Absolutely. And them writing checks and them credits they live on forever. They
Yeah,
live on
I
it just
understand
more
that.
than
It's
just
not
being a
about you being
performing.
able to sing. It's about you being able to write. It's about you being able to produce. It's about all that. That's where the money comes in. It's not about you being able to sing. That's what people fail to realize.
You preaching because it's a bunch of talented people who aren't in the music industry or in the acting or whatever that is. Talent alone doesn't just,
No, it
get the
doesn't.
get the job
It's
done.
4 ways in the industry to make money,
Okay.
and it's writing. We just talked about producing, doing a track, touring, and merchandising. Other than you being able to have a voice and you can sing, that is not how you're gonna make your money. People think that, and they think that, and I'm somebody that I like to speak about a lot of things that people don't like to talk about. No, it's not about you can have your voice. Okay, everybody can sing. It's so many singers out here don't ever do
Hmm.
anything. So what they need to understand is the ways to make money. That's why Candy, I appreciate everything about her and everything that she does. She understands the business. You know what I'm saying? And all that. People try to put me, oh, Candy and Latavia and all that with Brent. Okay, whatever. Oh my gosh, grow up. Grow up. But there are ways that you make money, and you make money certain ways. And like I said, there's so many talented people out here that have voices and they don't ever get a shot. And it's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate.
It is. It is. For all that it is, because the music industry has grown into the monster that it is. It's
Oh my goodness.
itself, that machine isn't about pushing actual raw talent. So
Yeah,
we're not getting it from the mainstream side. And
right.
then being an independent artist is so expensive and so daunting and so hard that it typically makes people fall out of love with the creative side of music.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
I want to touch on the mental health, and then we are going to swing into some current day stuff. First, how did you guys keep your mental health in check as 9, 10, 11, 12 year olds making music, and now this going on to 1, 2 successful albums, songs on the radio? I think the Destiny's Child original formula was so unique that when you go back and you watch old videos, you can see the active manifestation of the things that you said. You can see that you guys are friends, that you guys prayed together, that this was more than just get these types of personalities together and it'll work. So, how did you as a group navigate through the mental health space at that time?
We, well, me speaking personally, we didn't see that at that time.
Mm.
So there was no reason for us to have to try to keep that together. Once the marriage ended up getting the divorce, then that's when you that's when you see that. But other than that, I don't want to sound cliche. We always prayed together. We did, but then there's always a point in time to where whoever you don't know or whatever comes into and people start saying stuff and you don't understand, and it starts coming apart, and then it just started coming apart, and sometimes you don't understand it, but then you once you start seeing it come apart, then you got to be a person that has to man up, and you got to start paying attention to shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, opening your
And
eyes
you
to things
got to
that you
start
never
paying
even
attention.
considered.
It wasn't it wasn't us,
So
but
how
then
did
it
you
ended up being us, and it wasn't us.
and then that became the reality. So what did you I know you and I talked about some of the things that you do for your mental health, but how did you adjust to that new reality? What got you through? What was your guiding light?
I didn't have no guiding light. I done told people before. I went to drugs and alcohol, so I'm not gonna fucking sit here and like not be realistic about what it is. I didn't know what to do, and so I did that. Once I lost my family and I lost my sisters, I tried to cope in a stupid ass way.
First, I appreciate you for you've always shared that, but for reiterating it, because
Hmm.
that is the part of healing that a lot of people run from telling in their story. They jump to the fifth step in the grieving process, and then we get to talk about on a mass scale. We get to talk about the sage and the sound bowls and
Hmm.
the I
Yeah.
chant 5 times a day, but we don't get a lot of your stories, a lot of the Tina Campbell stories. I think Tina Campbell fucking up her husband's car was one of the most realest things that we ever saw from an artist, yet alone a gospel artist. Just being like, I was a mess. Wouldn't you be too?
Yeah.
But praise God, you're not still a mess. So How did you
And
overcome?
sometimes you don't know. And the only thing that you can do is still see God. Like I don't seek me personally, I don't seek perfection.
It's
Because the
impossible.
moment that I seek perfection, then I'll stop seeking God. And the moment that I stop seeking God, then my life is over. And
Mhm.
I understand that things don't look good all the time to people and all of that, but I can only look in one direction. And like I don't know what to do. I still do that every day. You know what I'm saying? I still do that
Mhm.
every single day. And every single day that I pray, I think about my sisters. I think about how much I miss them. I think about how much every time I watch Girls Trip, that was supposed to be us. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry, I don't feel no kind of way about feeling the way that I feel about
Mhm.
that. At the end of the day, I didn't lose them because I still have them in spirit. I lost my friend. We were kids when that happened. I lost my friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then society makes it seem like we can't be friends. I miss my friends.
I, I was
And
watching
I say
old
that with a
interviews.
smile on my face too.
Listen, because I feel like the friendship was so pure and so organic. Like I said, I was watching old interviews today getting ready, and the friendship was contagious. You guys being in interviews, finishing each other's sentences, laughing and giggling. You did this one interview in France. You guys were there to promote Writings on the Wall. You were getting ready to do, I think, the Bugaboo remix in France, and they asked you to say Happy New Year, Happy Millennium to the camera so they could have that sound bite. And in the interview, you get to hear you guys figure it out. And should we say this? Should we say that? And like everybody's just saying one word. It's not even full English. Like Beyonce says like two words, and then Kelly says, yep. And then you come in, and then all of a sudden y'all say, okay, go. Hey, what's up? It's Destiny Child. And it's perfect. And I'm like, this is friendship. You know what I mean? This is what you get out of a real connection. So to see that through the camera, never having lived that, I can only imagine the friendship that was missed and that is missed in
Yeah,
that time.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
Destiny Child was not the only group that you were in, and the strippers are going to hurt me if we do not talk about Angel.
Did you say the strippers?
Yes, that's what the lovely fans are called for the
And
show
I love
Strip.
the strippers. Yes, hey girls. Boys.
All of them. Hello, y'all.
Yes.
Um, Talk to me about that group. To me, it seems like it came together very quickly. It seemed a little bit like, we just being honest, that it was like, oh, okay, well, we gonna put together a group too, and we could do it too. It never really felt like we all have a passion for music, and so we still want to do this. What was the driving force? Tell me the
You
story
actually
behind.
you said it first. Um there was a passion behind it. And it should have been. But like you said, it was like, okay, we need to redeem ourselves. But at that point in time, as far as when me in hindsight, looking right now, it was like we need to do something because we've been blackballed. It's been that you can't do this, you won't be able to do this, and all that. There was a passion behind it, but thing that came about from Angel was amazing. I still listen to even the songs that have been put out and all that stuff. They were never mixed and mastered or anything like that, but I still listen to those songs today. And it was supposed to be, I wasn't in a headspace, actually. Everybody, everybody was, I want to be a singer. I want to be a singer. I was like, nope, I am not the one that's trying to be that right now.
Mm.
I was trying to wrap my head around, I felt like I lost a lot. And so for me to be an angel, it would, you brought up Brandon earlier. My boyfriend was one of the producers, like all that, and my headspace was really
Just wasn't
not
there.
there. I'm not the reason that it didn't happen. Certain things happen around certain situations, and it had nothing to do with me loving Brandon so much. That's not the reason that Angel didn't happen. Like I said, certain things happen, and I still don't know. Certain things are just not supposed to happen, and it's really unfortunate. I listen to our harmonies. I listen to everything. Angel, we had so many harmonies, and the way that we did certain things together was, it was very amazing to me. It was. Now that I look at it, but I needed some time to go and deal with some other personal issues that I don't know if I would have been great to the group. We have what we do, but I needed to
Heal.
examine who Latavia was and what she was doing, what she was missing, what all that. And I hate that, but me having to do that is not the reason why Angel did not make it. No, I'm not the reason.
No, not at all.
No.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Um, so now currently you are in your A&R bag. You've got the lip gloss and the makeup. How how did you get back in tune with music, and then what made you get on the A&R side?
The reason why I want to be on the A&R side is because at the end of the day, I never wanted to be a singer. I always wanted to be an actress. And through my modeling agency is the way that I got, and I sat next to Beyonce at the same day that she made it into Girls Time. I made it in. We sat next to each other. That's when we made it. I made it to the next cut. She made it to the next cut, and all of a sudden, and we became friends at 8 years old.
Mhm.
And what made me go into music though is because I love music. I have an ear for music.
A crazy ear for music.
I know, like I'm an A&R I'm an A&R head. As far as I feel, I love the acoustic guitar. I love the electric acoustic. I love piano. I love to hear people sing. I love to hear that. I love to look at people in a different realm. Like, I'm not just R&B. I love R&B. I love rap. I love grunge rock and roll. I love rock and roll. I love so much. If I hear something that I know that I know that I love it. And I know a good voice. I know that somebody else has a good ear. I know that. I hear it, and I love that about myself. I love that about myself. I don't
Your
care. Look, I'm
ear.
not a fame whore. First of all, let me say that. I'm not a fame whore. I don't care about being on TV. I love about the passion that I love for music. I love what I love for this industry. The industry has changed since we've been in the industry. I am different. And in that sense, I love to be behind the scenes. I love that. I don't care about that. I don't like to wear makeup. Like, I don't like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
I am who I am. But when it's time for me to do that, I know how to do my job. You know what I'm saying? I
Know
know
how to put
that.
it on.
I'm meant to be an exec somewhere. You know what I'm saying? That's what
Well,
I know.
you had a video of your artist, and they were tweaking a song, and in the video you change the harmony. No, bring this here, do this here, and instantly again you could hear it change. Me personally, my choir teacher always told me you would be an amazing singer if you was not a lazy singer. I want the bottom every time. Okay. So I know all of your notes because your notes are my default. Like and my choir teacher was always like, bring it up, bring it up. And I'm like, this is comfortable, girl. Let me be. So
Right.
I I
And my
I
voice is so
know
heavy. Like,
it's
oh,
it's heavy and it's full and it rounds it out. And if you're a harmony girl, you notice the difference. We love a DC3, but you notice the difference sonically. It's not a quartet anymore, so immediately it's going to sound different. But that bottom that your heaviness brings is different. But again, hearing that and knowing the notes, and even just where you go on certain harmonies, where you go on the harmony of bridges is crazy. I'd be like, oh, we going to the pit of
and
hell. Why did we
like
drop all the way down there, girl?
just like in Amazing Grace, my voice is so heavy. Sometimes I fall flat. See, I'm about to get technical. I
No,
fall
please
flat
do.
because my voice is so heavy. It's easy for me to fall flat. People might not understand what I'm saying about that, but I understand that about my voice. But I understand my voice.
Hmm.
I understand what my voice is supposed to do. I am a true alto. And
I'm
people
with you.
don't think that I can sing as high as I can sing, but I can sing higher than people think that I can sing. I know that about myself, so I don't have to prove that to anybody.
And listen, if you just need a reference of how low it can go,
Huh.
temptation. Temptation on writing on the wall. Y'all be down there. Like, why? Can you walk me through that studio session? Why the hell are y'all that low? What is happening?
What in temptation?
Yes.
It, and we and look, us being that young and even writing that, we just we just we wrote. And to me, the way that I feel is that we were a force at that moment, that we were girls that we were loving what we were doing at the time, and we all wrote whoever wrote they like we just did it. We did it as a force, you know what
Yeah,
I'm
y'all
saying?
did it together, but which one of y'all said, I know you see me watch? Like, who said we need to be down here?
Well, look, no, it already it that had, the hook had already started
Okay.
with Dwayne Wiggins. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
And so then we started doing it. He was like, okay, well, y'all do it. And we all just got together. And that's what I love. We were a foursome.
You were.
Like we were.
And I please correct me if I'm wrong. Again, the unique thing about your foursome is that y'all are always on all of the tracks.
Yeah. Well, not every time, all the way, all that. And I am being honest
Mm.
with you.
Honesty is needed.
Honest with a T. Yeah, it's a new word. Honest.
We coined it here.
Um, but um teamwork make the dream work, you know what I'm saying? Just like conversation rule the nation.
Hmm.
And we were a team. We were a team. And for me, until they got taken away.
Heard you.
And I no pun intended or anything like that. I'm not trying to say anything like that, but
No, I mean, it is what it is. Listen, Destiny DC4 has a clear and distinct ending. And that's just what it is. If we talk about that group, we have to acknowledge that. Um, I don't know personally what I would have done. I think I would have broken a few televisions during the Say My Name era. I think I would have been like, we gonna have to turn it all off because how dare y'all? How dare y'all do it so quickly? Is honestly how I would have felt like.
You know what? I I remember seeing it. Me and Latoya watching it. I remember. I don't want to relive it because it's something.
No,
I live it because it's one of my realities. I don't feel that it was inevitable, clearly, that it was going to happen because it happened. What the fuck can I say about it right now?
but
Like,
before it happened, y'all Say My Name was a Rodney Jerkins banger. He was. I don't know if that man has never not been in his bag, but he was deep in his bag in that era.
yeah.
Did you guys feel that during the studio session, or did you guys know you were making magic in that session, or was it
Well,
just like work?
well, it was always work for us. But like I said, we were kids. It was
Mhm.
always work. But during the Say My Name session and all that, it was a good vibe. Even the Say My Name remix, it was a vibe. It was just always good and all that. Maybe that's why it's so big or whatever. It was just good. It was good. And then look, we was all feeling some kind of way. Look, we was all in boyfriend issues and all that shit and all that stuff. So look, so we had some things, even though we loved our boyfriends, but we had some shit that we needed to say. So we just wouldn't nigga say my name. Like what?
That
So it
that
wasn't
breakdown on the
all
remix,
that, but it was all that.
but it was good. It was so like I was 10. I didn't. It wasn't nobody that should have been saying my name, but I was
Since you
like,
then,
if
did
you
you
do the
say you
math,
was
it
10?
gets weird. Don't do that.
No,
Why
no,
would
no,
you?
no. You didn't know. You don't understand what you just. Girl, you just said you was 10.
What you think it did to me? When them people said 25 years, I said, well, how is it 25 years if I'm just 25? What? What in the Terrence Howard math is happening
And
here?
now you're making
I
me
was
feel.
confused.
Now
Mm-mm,
you're making me feel. Oh,
mm-mm,
now I know
mm-mm.
I'm better.
I'm an infant. That's all you just gotta say. You just gotta say you making me feel like you got Similac behind the ears.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
We've got a few fan questions here. Joseph wants to know: was there anybody who was supposed to sing lead in Destiny Child and did not?
Um, I really can't answer that question. Um, there are different producers that have said that they wanted us to be on Vogue. You know what I'm saying? In Vogue. Think the way that things ended up turning out is the way that they ended up turning out. I can't actually answer that question.
But it also always felt like you guys had a good handle on your roles and in your placement
Yes.
in the group.
Look, I can't talk about anybody else's role. I know that I knew my role. I knew that. I was a person, I loved my role in the group. Could I have been able to sing more lead and all that stuff? Should I have been able to? Yeah, maybe with my tone and all that. Okay. But whatever happened, happened. I can't, I 47 years, 4,700 years later, I can't say
Yeah,
nothing
we can't
about
rewrite
that,
it.
darling.
The pink plug says, and the real ones know about Get on the Bus. Let me tell you something.
Ah,
I don't know what y'all put in Get on the Bus. Hey, but I'm addicted. Okay. Even on today.
really? See,
Shout
I
out
can
to
tell you
Caitlin.
something about it. I can tell you something about Get on the Bus.
Please
Okay.
do.
Okay. So I love Get on the Bus. Loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it, love it to this day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you what I don't like about Get on the Bus is that we was in Europe and we ain't had no the proper makeup artists do that. And we had to shoot that video while we was over in London and all that, and we didn't know it. And we shot that video like a shotgun. Y'all
What?
might not know that we shot that over like we we had hair, makeup, nothing. We ended up having to get it, but it was overseas. So we didn't have
Mm,
everything like that. And look how much of a success that it ended up being. So that's why
listen.
you can't fuck with destiny.
Not at all. You really can't. You really can't. Tammy Bowles is asking the questions that we all want to ask. When is DC5 coming to the stage? Are we getting a reunion? We got the moment at the Renaissance World Tour. We love that. That was for y'all. It wasn't
Yeah.
no it
And
was no sounds on the footage. I don't know what y'all talked about.
that was for us, and that was for us. That was us. That was family time for us back there. We prayed together and we loved on each other. We don't know what's going to happen. If there is a possibility for a reunion, I cannot say that. I'm not going to say that there was talks about that because it wasn't. But I'm going to, me personally, if there was a possibility to even speak about it, I'm open. That's all that I can say. But I have a family. I have my children and all that. We all have our children. We all have our families and all that. If it ends up happening, it will. If not, then it means it's not in the cards for that to happen. But we did pray together and we know that we love each other very much. I do know that.
And that before anything is most
Yes.
important. You should have said though that you were wide open to the idea of a reunion. And that would have been my segue to ask you why the hell wide open
That song that
didn't make
went
the Destiny
around
Child
everywhere.
album.
You know, you got me wide open.
Mhm.
I know you got me wide
Wide
open.
open.
Everybody in Atlanta has recorded that. Come on, Timmy Bob.
That song does it for me every single time. Back in the day, I had to download the YouTube torrent so I could put it on my iPad. I mean my iPod. Like, what? It's T. Why didn't that make the cut?
I, I don't know. There's a lot of questions you can ask me. I can tell you I don't know.
Okay.
You got
Last
me
one.
wide open to answer
Uh,
that question.
Matthew Knowles, clear it, sir. Um, Buckhead wants to know why Can't Help Myself didn't make the Writings on the Wall album.
Oh gosh, you're gonna make me cry. Wow.
I am under strict order not to let you cry. So
I don't give a damn. I can cry if I want to. I'm a grown ass woman. No, it's so crazy because I was feeling some kind of way. And literally the day before yesterday, I went and I pulled that song up to listen to Daryl Simmons did that song. I literally went to go listen to that song. Um, I can't tell you why I didn't make it, but I love that song. And I literally listened to it, but I could not ever tell anybody um why I didn't make it. It has nothing to do with me. I'm not A&R. I wasn't the executives. I don't know. But whoever asked that question, I literally day before yesterday just went and listened to that song. Thank you.
mhm.
Whoever just listened. I love that song.
Oh, Buckhead, good job. All right. Well, Miss Ma'am, big elephant in the room is, are you coming back to reality TV?
For who?
Anyone, would you do it again? You did R&B Divas, we know that. Would
I
you
did? Oh, okay. It'll be reality TV, but I'm telling you, I'm executive producing my own things because so I can write my own narrative. I don't need
Mm-hmm.
anybody to try to tell me or make somebody believe what my life is, because there's a lot of bullshit that people do not know about my life, and I want them to know the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I want them to know it all wholeheartedly, and I want you to know everything. So that's why I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to executive produce my own if it's going to
Okay.
happen. I've had a lot of reality people come and ask me about things, and I just feel like it's just time for me to finally just say what it is that I need to say on my own, and so you can know things, so y'all don't gotta ask no questions no more. I'm gonna let y'all know stuff that y'all might think that I don't want y'all to know. No, I'm gonna tell y'all. Yeah,
Come
I'm
on,
not
tell us
ashamed
all.
about my life.
And you can't be. You can't be. The
Nope,
truth, and
will not.
all of our tests were given to us to be testimonies. I really do believe that we
Yeah,
do ourselves a disservice
yes ma'am.
if we don't share the things that we've been through to serve as inspiration and just proof that, you know what
Ye-
I mean. If I can make it through, so can you.
yes ma'am.
Tell the people where they can get into the lip gloss, how they can find you, how they can support you currently.
Everything is at I am Latavia, and Queen's Collection, and collection with a K. That that's where I am. Everything is I am Latavia because I am who she is. And Queen's Collection, Queens and collection with a K.
Absolutely. And all of that will be linked in the description. Strippers, thank you for stripping down this episode with us. If you missed it, if you came in late, you know, the
I
live
about
will
to
stay
say,
up.
am I supposed to get naked right now?
You
Like,
are supposed to wait. On the very first episode of Strip, I had I guess I shout out to Shannon, and I said to Shannon, I said, okay, we're gonna play a game. First, you got to take your top off. And she said, I just got my boobs redone. Sure. And she lifted up her shirt. I
love
said, you
her.
better do
I
it.
love her, and I
You
ain't
better
met her.
do it, Shannon. Strippers, until next time, remember that it costs free 99 to be a good person. So get out there and do that shit.